the Hornby Azuma, LNER Azuma high-speed train set. DCC ready, 21 pin, if you fit a decoder. Pretty well packaged, as usual. And the first thing we can tell with this is the shape of the box. It's not the usual typical longer, slimmer box, but it's much closer to kind of the, I don't know, a fatter box, closer to perhaps a train pack style rather than the train set, which is not a problem. So there it is in all its glory. It looks pretty good on the box. Track again and a controller, analog controller. Right, and I'm just seeing if it says on the box, there's the back showing you a track mat, and it's capable of using Hornby's HM7000 decoders with sound. So for speed of reference, it's on the box here, so it's R128.8M. I might say something similar down here as well. What's that say? Yeah, R1288M, LNER Azuma. Yeah. Right. Careful. All right, let's have a look. So this is the dummy power car. There's no motor in there, but as far as I know, I believe that it should have lights at both ends. I can't actually see any pickups, so I need to check this out. I can't see pickups at the moment. Anyway, kinesthetic type of coupling, which is the same sort of couplings that they have on what I would call the full fat main line, shall we say, version. This is the Hornby's Railroad version. I can see a lot of detail on the roof, nicely moulded. It's all moulded, no separately fitted parts, apart from the pantograph, which, looking at it, I don't think operates. I think it's fixed in place, which is a bit disappointing if you want to run a authentic looking locomotive. But we've got the destination plates, destination boards rather, on there and there. Good detail here. On the full fat version, these bits here would be painted yellow, but I can live without those being painted yellow. Moulded handrails, but again, nicely defined. Nicely defined bogies with metal wheels. The windscreen wiper is part of the moulding rather than separately fitted, but again, I can easily live with that. The windows are all blacked out, but they are kind of perspex glass type windows, so there's no cab seating detail or cab detail, but it is nicely painted or printed, transferred. And what I noticed about the Azuma version of the train set is that the printed detail is, in my opinion, superior from what I've seen in the photos to the GWR version, which does not have the black lining around the window here, even though it does on the full fat version of the GWR. So at least the LNER does have the black lining around the window. Right, let's have a look at the coach. Again, decent enough moulded detail on the roof. The fan with the etching over the top looks quite relatively realistic, at least. So on the full fat version, this would be separately fitted wire and painted. The ends of the units, no proper doors there, like on the full fat, but decent enough. Maybe some pipes or something down here, I think, on the full fat version. But here, it's so small anyway, you don't really notice. And again, the kinesthetic kind of coupling, which means you could presumably join this train up to a more detailed full fat version coaches if you want. Destination boards again at both ends. Decent enough. And now, yeah, for the motorised coach, which is heavy enough. I'm sure it'll do the job. Kinesthetic coupling again. Metal wheels, detailed bogies. Let's have a look at that pantograph. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's non-retractable. Stays in place. Never mind. And all this on the original, the full fat version, would again be separately fitted wires and painted brown colour, I think it might be. But here it's just moulded. But again, a decent paint job. It says Azuma there with the red lettering for the Z and black for the rest of the lettering. So some attention to detail here. Nice white thin line there. Going up. Yeah, it looks a handsome high-speed train. Right. And so that means, underneath, first thing is, I've got the instructions. And there we are. Let's have a quick look at the Railroad 800 class. So there we are. We can fit a DCC chip. It shows us how to remove the cab. So it's a screwed chassis to the cab. So that's easy. It should be easy enough to remove. How to lubricate it, how to fit the chip. There's nothing on there about the pantograph that I can see. So it is almost certainly a non-retractable, which is a shame. How to use the analog controller. A bit more guff there. Owner's manual to create a baseboard if you want. And a track mat to make it look a bit more as though you've got some different tracks. And more importantly, if you put it on the floor, it helps to preserve the mechanism of the locomotive from getting too much fluff and everything caught up from the floor, from the carpet. So track mat is a good thing. And there we are, the rest of the pack. So we've got controller, the mains, plug, track, some points, which is always a good thing to have, and a railer to put your train on the track safely, and a little buffer stop for the siding. So I'll get this set up. So that's the track mat on the floor, and now we'll just add the track on top. It comes with a set. So I can do the analog controller, which is the standard controller that comes with Hornby train sets, just a dial to turn to control and backwards and forwards motion of the locomotive. Power input and high, low, so if you want to go high speed, that enhances the high speed. Put it to the other side and it helps the trains to go slowly, more realistically, to couple up and shunt. And extra connections here to connect some electric points or lighting to a station or something like that. So I don't think they're such bad controllers myself, but some people don't like them, they are a bit cheap. And the power adapter. So we'll plug that into the back of the unit, like that. And this end will go down onto the track. So I'll have to do that now. Press those down and in it goes. And the other end will be connected to the wall once I undo this. And we use the railer on a straight bit of track. Along goes the motorised vehicle. Coach. I'll put it on the right way. I believe so. Oh, there's going to be a problem with that. Right, let's take that off. So, already I've decided there's a problem here. These are such long coaches that they're going to hit the power supply. So I've got to move this track to this position and put that bit of track to where that is. So we've now moved the track up a bit here away from the corner. So now the coaches should not be hitting the power input as they go around the bend. Bring this round onto the straight bit of track so we can connect these properly. Yep, done. Let's just take it off the track as a result. Lovely. Right. Let's see how well it all operates now. Yep. So the lights are on at the front. All three. So that's an improvement over, because Hornby have made another railroad type version, high-speed trains. And that light does not show up, does not light up. Those do, but that one doesn't. But at least on the other versions, the pantograph does come up on their cheaper railroad locos. So I don't know why they've decided to keep this one fixed in place. That's a regression. That's an improvement. And the rear lights are on, which is also brilliant. It is electrified with pickups. Oh, and it's derailed. Right. That's not good. Let's see what's going on.